Okay, so we're going to talk about sequences. Two types of sequences we're going to talk about are geometric and arithmetic sequences. So there's two mathematical sequences. Now remember, a mathematical sequence is just a set of numbers or terms uh, placed in a specific order. Now we're talking about numerical sequences, and an arithmetic sequence is a sequence um, that you find each term by adding repeatedly. So you add what's called a common difference. It's a constant value. So we have several different terms, right? You always start off with the first term, and then depending how many terms you have in the sequence, you could have 2, 3, 4, or it could be all the way up to an infinite number. So this could be a sequence that never ends. So that would be your first term. Tell that by the subscript. Your second term, so these numbers down below, these are subscripts, and they identify which term you're talking about. Now, the way you find each term is by adding the common difference. Common difference is called D. We're going to call that D. So if we take A1 plus D, we're going to get the next term. So we start with this one, we add D, we get A2, or A sub 2, second term. Once we have that, if we know what A sub 2 is, and we add the same number, D, again, now we end up with A sub 3. So, and we can make our own sequence by starting with a number. So let's pick a number. So I'm going to pick a number, and I'm going to say A sub 1 equals, I don't know, 7. Okay, and I'm going to say D equals 4. So if A sub 1 is 7, we want to know what A sub 2 is. A sub 1 plus D is going to give us A sub 2. So we say 7, and then 4, that gives us 11. So A sub 2 equals 11. Now, once we have that, we can add that. So 4, the common difference again, add that to A sub 2, which is 11, and we get 15. So the first three terms in this sequence would then be, so 7, 11, 15. So that's how you build an arithmetic sequence. Now, if we were trying to find D, let's say we had an arithmetic sequence, and we were trying to find out what it is, we could find that by subtracting. So notice 11 minus 7 gives us 4. 15 minus 11 gives us 4. A geometric sequence is similar, but instead of a common difference, we have a common ratio. And that common ratio is going to be denoted by R. So that's what we're going to use to represent the common ratio. And in this case, we'll still start with our initial value, our first term. And then if R is equal to 4, we could use the same thing we did over here. Now in this case, instead of adding, we multiply. So instead of addition, we multiply by this value. So here we added by 4. Here we're going to multiply by 4. So A sub 1 equals 7. A sub 2 is going to be 4 times 7. So A sub 2 is going to be 28. So our first term will be 7. Our second term will be 28. And then 7 times 28 is going to be 196. Okay, so A1 is 7. A2, so this is our second term, remember, is 28. A3 equals 196. So that's how you make an arithmetic sequence. This is how you make a geometric sequence. The big difference here is this is multiplication. Here, this one is addition. So arithmetic sequence, addition, you're repeatedly adding the common difference. It's a difference. Here, you're repeatedly multiplying by the common ratio.